Okay, this is Clayton on my Vision Tech project. I did mine half in Illustrator, half in Photoshop. And most of mine, or well, the first half of mine was editing my half of my previous project for content or for eMagine. And it was the original was this raven thingy here. And I didn't really spend a whole lot of time on it in my last project, so I kind of tuned it up a bit, and I ended up with this one right here. A lot of it was just connecting the vectors to make it flow more easily and just look better. And then, of course, I edited the background a lot. But what took the longest was making all the points come together in one single continuous nice looking line, like it's come to a point right here instead of just two lines happening to end right beside each other, and it makes it look a lot better. May also have noticed that I redid the tail feathers because they didn't, well, I don't think they look good on either of them, but at least the newer one looks a bit better. Tree branches are also added, obviously. I think they add some depth to it. The hardest part was this, oh jeez, stupid beak right here. I just never really got it right. It just always looks kind of too bright and then too small, and then I don't know. But that was the first half of my project, just mostly using the pen tool. Actually, that's pretty much all it was. Just filling in it and making it look pretty. The second half of my project was in Photoshop. And actually what I did first was this one. And let's go to the original image. That was the original. So I figured, I had just finished watching like 5 videos on cloning tool and background erasing. So I just figured, hey, I'll just get rid of this road right here. So I did. And it looks pretty nice, I think. I mean, I wouldn't really notice. I might suspect it if I was just looking at it. And I also filled in this field right here, which is actually harder than the rest of it because you just have so little green to work with, and it's just moving back and forth a lot, trying to make it not look like one solid color and get more of the texture in it. And this was all using the clone stamp, but this was using the spot healing brush right over here, and you just kind of go over the poles, the telephone poles with it, and you can kind of see where the lines are. It doesn't look very good up close, but you don't really notice. Oh, that was the wrong one. Notice from far away. So then I kind of asked myself, this picture is missing something. And I realized it was a mountain and another hill. Then Mrs. Dink looked at this and said, oh, there's no mountains in Kansas. There's only one mountain in Kansas. And it's Mount Sunflower, the highest point in Kansas. So I added a sunflower. And this is a picture of Mount Sunflower as seen from Coronado Heights. I guess that was my first thing I did with Photoshop. So next I made this one. I thought the hardest part about this, or what I was really learning to do, was using the background eraser tool and getting it nice and neat around me. It actually ended up being the stars, which I had done before in a past project. This is my original one, and it looks the best, but it's like half the size I wanted it to be when I made it. So I made a bigger one, but it looks like poop. So I tried again, and I made an even bigger one, and it looked even more like poop, and I just kind of ran out of time and used this one instead. Don't need that. Just a sec. There we go. That was the original. I used the background eraser tool right over here, and it just selects a color and just erases a few shades, however many shades within that color, or variants of that color. And it works. Whoopsies. Works quite nicely. Jeez. There we go. The hardest part was this little edge right here, because if you notice, my picture isn't completely straight. It's kind of slanted, and it's kind of hard to get that slant nice and straight. Another hard part was I'll crook my elbow right here. That took a while just because it's so regular and small. But, I mean, it wasn't really hard, and it looks kind of cool. And that's my project. Thanks for watching.